Peace, peace, peace. Rising, 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 family. What's going on? I hope y'all having a blissful day out there. Feel me? So, today, family, we're gonna be talking about something very important today, right? Because I want to get y'all familiar with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to get y'all familiar with an asset that you have that you may not be aware of, right? But before we dive into this esoteric download, it's imperative that we open this energy off with the right vibratorial frequency, right? So I want to give a peace to all my gods and goddesses of planet Kai, as positive energy always creates elevation. And I want to give a peace to all the high vibrational human beings as well, as positivity always creates elevation. As positive energy always creates elevation, my bad. But yeah, and then I want to give a shout out and gratitude, and I want to send peace to my elders for tuning in with the channel, interacting with the channel in any way, shape, or form. Then I want to give gratitude and peace to my middle age group for tuning in with the channel, interacting with the channel through any way or form, shape, or form. Then I want to give gratitude and peace to, you know what I'm saying, my youth for interacting with the channel in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all, let's dive into it. We're not smoking here today or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We're keeping it cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool and smooth. Today, y'all, we're keeping it cool and smooth, right? You know what I'm saying? I was going to go a little more crystals for y'all today, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I got the rest of the crystals outside charging right now. So, you know what I'm saying? While they charge, I'm going to just run y'all this little download. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like I said, we got an asset here within the physical on us, and we're not aware of this. You feel me? So it's imperative that we break. It's imperative that right here, right now, we get you familiar with this asset that you have a part of your physical right now that you are not aware of, that actually comes from this actually a cosmic thing. You feel me? And you may be like, what is this? What is this asset, right? What is this that I have physically that's keeping me linked to higher form of life? You feel me? Well, this thing or this asset would be your ether, right? And if you are black or Latino, or if you are a black man or a Latino man or a black woman or a Latino woman, that would make you a god or a goddess, right? But we got videos talking about how that makes you a god or goddess. So if you want to even, you know what I'm saying, you got to go check out the channel to, if you want to, feel me, figure out a little more about that. But anyway, let's stay focused. All right, so your carbonated beings, which would be your black and Latino people. It's not a race thing, this is science. So your carbonated beings, which are black and Latino people, right? You have 9 ether. Well, you have ether. And this ether is non-ether, right? Especially if you are a neuromelanated being, which would be black people. You have ether, right? And you have 9 ether to be exact, right? And what is 9 ether, right? 9 ether is, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. So first, you must understand what makes your ether 9 ether. With the numerology of 9 being the highest number of, like, you know what I'm saying, being the highest form of numerology would be 9. The number 9 would be the highest form of a number. You feel me? And ether, what is ether? Ether is like, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, look, y'all. We gonna use the phone. We got the other phone with us here today, y'all. You feel me? Because y'all can go look into this shit too. I just want y'all to peep. You feel me? Because like I said, they'll put the truth in your face. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll put some lies in that truth to mix it all up, to still have your ass confused, right? So let's look it up, y'all. And then look, when I try to show some shit on the channel from Google, they go and copyright the video. But I've been doing this shit, right? So hold on, but we're gonna show y'all. So let's type in 9 ether. We're gonna type in 9 ether hair on Google. So we're gonna type in 9 ether hair on Google, right? And we're gonna break it down verbatim for what they saying on Google. But before we break it down on Google, let me go ahead and tell y'all this shit so it all makes sense, right? Okay, so your ether, right? Your non-ether, your coils, which are coils, right? This is not hair. So we've been told our whole lives that this is hair, right? And this hair don't really, or a lot of us may seem to see it as this hair is not shit, or this hair doesn't mean anything to us, right? Or it's just something that's just here. But it's not. It's really not, actually. Especially if you are a black or a Latino. You know what I'm saying? This hair is non-ether, and this hair is, these are antennas. You feel me? These are antennas. These connect you, these keep you directly connected to the cosmos. These keep you directly connected to the universe. You feel what I'm saying? Because these hold quantum particles. Your ether, your non-ether holds quantum particles. This is why when you step in the sun, your non-ether glows. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It brightens up. You start to see color on it. You know what I'm saying? You could, and if you have this disability that they call a disability with your eyes, I forgot the name, how to pronunciate it, but it starts with an A. You know what I'm saying? This is where when you see things, the light is like reflecting itself, so it looks like a fucking, any light looks like you got lines coming off of it, right? So if you got this disability where it look like where you looking at something and it got lines, or you looking at a light and it got lines coming off of it, right? That's not a disability. That's actually a psychic ability. You feel me? That's a psychic gift. You feel me? But if you got that, when you step into ether, you will be able to see quantum particles. You will be able to see these quantum particles within your ether. You know what I'm saying? And they appear as what you want to know as. You know what I'm saying? They might look like the color of rainbows. You feel me? They have all the 7 colors within the chakras. You feel me? And they are circular. They're circular, and they're everywhere on the ether. They're everywhere on the ether. Everywhere. I'm talking about, you can't even enumerate how many it is, because you know what I'm saying. They're in there, but these are quantum particles, right? And this all keeps you linked directly back to the cosmos. This all keep you linked directly back to your etheric self, right? This is why the hair or the ether is so important. But your whole life you've been taught that this is just some fucking wool shit growing on the top of your head, right? This is why they call your locks dreadful, because and this is why they call your locks nappy, right? Because this is all electricity. This is electricity. These are electrical coils, right? Your ether is electricity, but these electrical coils carry quantum particles. So let me repeat that. Your ether is electricity, right? And your ether is electricity, and the electricity within your ether carries quantum particles, right? And these quantum particles are directly links in vortexes, in energy vortexes that's directly connected with the quantum realms, which is AKA the spiritual realms, right? So, which is AKA the cosmos, or whatever, however you want to title it. You know what I'm saying? But this is what this is opposed of. You know what I'm saying? This is what the non-ether opposed of. Electrical coils full of electricity that holds quantum, and this electricity is full of quantum particles, right? And these quantum particles are keeping you linked to the astral realms and the quantum realms and all the other realms. You feel me? And even back to some of the home star system. You feel me? So this ether is more than just wool hair growing on top of your motherfucking skull cap. This is why if you have ether, you have non-ether, the sun directly grows your ether. This is why your ether is so in tune with the sun, right? This is why, you know what I'm saying, you might grow up your whole life hearing about, you know what I'm saying, don't wear no hats or shit like that, or like how hats thin your hair out, or putting shit on your head, thin your hair out, just let your hair grow free, natural in that sunlight, you feel me? This is why, because your hair is electricity, and the same electricity that your hair is the same electricity that the sun give off as well. This is why the sun give life to your ether. You feel me? This is why the sun grows your ether. This is why downloads from the sun strictly come through your ether. This is why your ether holds the energy of the sun. So when you in the sun, okay, so when you outside grounding, you know what I'm saying, and you out there with no shirt on, you outside grounding, you taking in all this full photon energy. And the reason you're keeping all that energy and it's not just going and it's coming and going is because you have ether, you have non-ether coil, you have electrical coils. And you got to understand, these electrical coils are receivers for the sun. This is how we're able to take in downloads from the sun esoterically, right? Okay, so you got to understand, these coils are linked to your subconscious mind as well. This is why, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be careful with the hair, or what you put in the hair, or what you're doing with your hair, because, you know what I'm saying? Because, all right, let's say, for instance, we sat outside for 40 minutes, right, with a clear quartz crystal on top of our ether, and we sat under the sun and just let that all charge up. All that energy from the sun, all that heat, or what you want to call heat, or all that full photon energy from the sun is staying within my ether. This is what's growing my ether. It's all that energy and that electricity that is keeping, that is holding. This is why it connects you to higher dimensions and higher realms. You feel me? So, and not only does that, this is why it also holds quantum particles, because let me also tell you why it holds quantum particles. So your ether holds, okay, so now we understand the electricity part. So now look, your ether holds quantum particles because these quantum particles, you feel me, like I said, is what keeping you connected to these, you know what I'm saying, other realms, right? But look, these quantum particles are like, you know what I'm saying, not only is your hair the receiver, this is why you're able to do certain things with the ether, with the non-ether, right? Because this non-ether are not only are they electrical coils that act like receivers, you know what I'm saying? They're also antennas. These are antennas. These are our antennas. You feel me? So this is why you can communicate with certain. This is why you can even communicate with certain deities, right? You feel me? This is why you can even communicate with certain orishas or do certain voodoo or do certain hoodoo. You feel me? It's the ether. It's the hair. You feel me? It's the hair. And we knew this anciently. We understood the esoteric science behind the hair, behind the ether, the non-ether to be exact, right? So these are like antennas. So these antennas, right? Look, we know where antennas are, y'all. And if we don't know what antennas are, you should definitely go look into that, because these antennas are like receptors, and these receptors are like receivers, and they emit. Not only do they receive, they emit, but they emit on your will. So they don't just emit, right? They emit on your will. So you are in control of how you direct the energy of these ethers. So if, like I said, we was to sit in the sun, right, and plant a clear quartz crystal on top of our ether and just sit in the sun and soak in all that sunlight, all that full photon energy. We gonna keep all that. I'm keeping all that energy that I'm taking in from the sun. All them downloads coming, the downloads coming through the ether is hitting the subconscious mind, right? Because your ether is connected to your subconscious mind. This is why you have a subconscious mind, right? Because your ether, this is where the downloads come through at, right? This is why it's, you know what I'm saying, grounding and sunbathing is so important and so imperative, because, you know what I'm saying, not only does it deals with the sun, but you are an electrical being, right? You are an electrical being. So you must have something that keep you electrically connected to the grid of the planet, right? And not only with the grid of the planet, the other high states of electricity, which is plasma, which is the highest phase of matter, because it's really 4 phases of matter, which is which is solids, liquid, gas, plasma, right? So, keeping you connected to the highest phases of matter, which was the first matter we manifested on, right? Coming straight from the astrals, you feel me? Plasma. This is, plasma energy is also within the sun, right? And this energy, and this plasma energy is also within the sun, and this plasma energy within the sun is being emitted into your ether. And your ether takes up this plasma energy from the sun and it holds it, right? And it holds it. But because you are not aware of this, you don't know that it's holding it. And if you're not even aware of your ether, then you don't even know, or you're not even going to know what to do with this shit that's coming to your ether. You feel me? And we knew this shit anciently. This is why we grew the locks anciently. I'm giving y'all the breakdown of why we even grew locks. I'm giving y'all the breakdown of why we even had locks. You feel me? To physically keep us connected with these interstellar doorways and things like that. You feel me? So These are our antennas, man. These keep us connected to the astrals. These keep us connected to the higher realms. This is how we're even able to communicate with certain beings and certain deities, and this is how we even able to communicate. I mean, this is how we even able to astral project, go to certain places in the astrals and all this and all that, right? Because this is actually a cosmic thing. This is actually a cosmic force on top of your skull cap. You have no fucking clue of what's on top of your skull cap if you are a fucking a black man, a black woman, or a Latino woman or a Latino man. You feel me? You have no idea what's on top of your skull cap. This is this is a cosmic force, right? Your hair is alive. Your hair is alive. Your hair is just as alive as me and you, right? Your hair is your ether is just as alive as me and you, right? This is why when you touch your ether, you're supposed to touch your ether with love and a clear intent, right? This is why you're supposed to take care of ether, and this is why they put so many things upon the goddesses, because the goddess ether is so powerful. You know what I'm saying? The goddess ether is so powerful. Her full, the goddess, the black goddess or the Latino goddess, full physical physique. They physical physique is just full manifestation. You feel me? They can manifest from anything that they do, right? And the oppressors know this, and they know that the goddess hair, which will be the black woman hair or the Latino woman hair. They know that the goddess hair is overly fucking powerful, like powerful as fuck. Powerful as fuck. You feel me? It's not even a physical thing. Your hair, your coils, this shit don't come from this realm. This shit is coming from the astrals, right? Because it requires celestial energy to even appear here. You feel me? This is why it even holds quantum particles. You feel me? So let's get deeper. So this is why they have been pushing this agenda upon the goddess. You feel me? With these wigs, the gel, all this shit to put in their ether to fucking suppress and hinder their ether, right? This is why it was a thing that these Caucasian women were getting mad at the goddesses for their natural ether. So what did they do? They went and complained to the other Caucasian bitch ass niggas, and then they went and made a law that the goddess couldn't just wear the ether out. But why the fuck couldn't the goddess just wear her ether out? Why the fuck did they have to go out their way to make it a full law that the goddess couldn't just have her ether out? That's because they understood what the fuck her ether was, and she didn't. This is how they were able to redirect you on how you go about your ether. You feel me? We gotta stop cutting it, man. And if you are cutting it, grow your shit out. Or if you do have locks already, you might have to recut them just to restart them because you grew them off the wrong intent. You feel me? But this is why the goddesses have the most pushed agenda on them with the ether, right? This is why they even make, you know what I'm saying? This is why they even making wigs. This is why they even making hair products. Understand why hair products is even a thing. Understand why the fuck they made it a law. I think it was in New Orleans or Louisiana. It was in one of the, correct me if I'm wrong. You feel me? But why you think they even made it a law to where the goddesses couldn't just naturally wear the ether? That's because you know what I'm saying? Our ether is alive. They showed you this in a lot of movies where the goddesses had locks and they try to make them look like snakes and moving things. This is why they showed you this in a lot of movies. You know what I'm saying? With the ether just moving and shit by itself, it's moving like snakes and shit by itself. You know what I'm saying? That's because it's actually alive. That's real. Your ether's actually alive. You feel me? It's just as alive as you and I are. Matter of fact, it's more alive than you and I are. As this being a cosmic force, right? Quantum particles, electricity, electrical coils, and the goddess, and you know what I'm saying? The goddess coils, the goddess non-ethers, is so motherfucking powerful, so blissful. You feel me? that they just naturally manifest with their ether, whether they know it or not. This is why they had to push the agenda for the gods to wear wigs. This is why they had to push the agenda for the goddess to not care about their hair. Well, no. This is why they had to push the agenda for the goddess to look at their hair as their biggest enemy. This is why they have pushed the agenda upon the goddess to have accept their hair. Goddess, I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to my beautiful reflections. I'm talking to my creators. You know what I'm saying? They have made you, they have redirected you to viewing your ether in a different perception without you knowing. Because your ether is not even from this world. Your ether is a cosmic force. Your ether is a part of you. Your ether are your antennas. This is why everything you see has antennas. It has hair, ether, all over it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever vessel it animates, it has antennas. And its antennas is its ether. But because we are non-ether beings, because we are gods and goddesses, we have non-ether coils as well. This is just how advanced we are on a physical level, because how advanced we are on a non-physical level. You feel me? Understand this. So to my goddess out there, it's not y'all fault that y'all, you know what I'm saying, dislike y'all hair. It's not y'all fault that y'all have a hard time just walking around in your natural state of hair. It's not your fault. Right? Goddess, this is why the beauty supply store is even a thing. Goddess, this is why they have your ass in a beauty supply store damn near every week. Goddess, this is why they have you discrediting every piece of ether on your fucking body. Tell me I'm lying, goddess. So goddess. So they don't got you discrediting your own ether on your body, goddess. You saying I'm lying? So you saying I'm lying? You saying I'm being misinformed? Okay, so why the hell you wearing lashes and you already got eyelashes? Right? Why do you shave your underarm hair? Who told the goddess that it was who told the goddess that they have to shave their underarm hair? Who told y'all that? Who told y'all have to shave y'all legs? Who told y'all that? Who told the goddess they gotta get rid of the hair on their body to be more feminine? Who told you these lies? Your oppressors. This is why it is not your fault, goddess. It's okay. We're right here to talk about it today, though. Your ether is electrical antennas. And these electrical antennas withhold quantum particles. And within these quantum particles are a connection to different dimensions, different realms, and different star systems. And a communication source with different beings, different deities. Your ether holds majestical powers as well. This is why the more ether you have, the longer your ether, the thicker your ether, the more accurate your voodoo practices will be, the more accurate your hoodoo will be. Right? They don't teach us these things about our ether. They don't teach us this shit in school. Nigga, they do not teach your ass about your ether in school, nigga. They don't teach you about your hair in school. They don't. They don't teach you behind the science of your hair in school, nigga. They don't teach you about the science of your hair. They don't even tell you what type of science your hair based on, nigga. But I'm here to tell you, your hair bases off of quantum physics science, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, put it under a scientific label. Your hair, nigga. I'm talking. All right. Excuse me for just, you know what I'm saying? Because when I'm saying nigga, I'm not just calling y'all nigga. You feel me? But your hair is, you know what I'm saying? Your hair is a very majestic thing, man. And you have been taken from, and this information about this has been taken from you, right? So yeah, we're gonna do a quick flip with the phone, bow bow, so they don't copyright my shit. You feel me? I don't want them copyrighting my shit. So we're gonna do a quick little boom boom, cause now we finna break it. Cause I had to break that down for y'all. I had to get that out the way for y'all, so y'all understand. Now when we break this shit down from Google, you understand how they tell you truths mixed with lies. But we here to dissolve those lies and replace those lies with truth, more truth. So let's get into it. So look, right, on Google. Bow, bow, y'all pause that motherfucker. You feel me? I ain't gonna do y'all like that. I got y'all with another one. Boom. Fuck it. They gonna take the page, we going on like a G. Fuck it. Boom. Okay, so we just looked this shit on Google, y'all. Non-ether hair. We reading this shit verbatim now. YouTube, do not copyright this video. This is just for educational purposes only. All right, so non-ether hair refers to a metaphysical and Afrocentric concept describing the coiled wool-like hair texture of melanated people, often regarded as spiritual antenna or a crown that connects to the cosmos. Rooted in, I don't know if y'all can pronounce that word right there that's copied. Feel me? But if you can, then you know I can't, so I'm not gonna try it. It represents a high frequency natural hair state, often symbolized by the number 9. Understand? Hear me, reflection. Hear me clear. Rewind if you got to. Key concepts of non-ether hair. Definition. Often associated with 4C hair or highly coiled, kinky hair. Non-ether is interpreted as a combination of all existing gases of nature placed in their hair follicles. We just talked about this before I even showed y'all this shit. Facts. So, see, stay with me. Okay. Spiritual significance. It's believed that this hair types... Okay, hold on. It is believed that this hair type defies gravity, growing upwards towards the sun, and acts as a connector to the divine. Okay, so yeah, okay. All right, one more. Cultural context. The term is frequently used in spiritual, Afro-Indigenous, and conscious communities on social media that honor natural black hair textures. Common hairstyles of non-ether: freeform locks, natural uncultivated locks, afro, unprocessed, voluminous. Excuse me for my mispronunciation. Natural hair, like, so they basically saying the afro, like, you know what I'm saying. If you black or if you Latino. You know what I'm saying? And if you got, you know, or morally, if you black, you know what I'm saying? It's not a race thing though. This is just a science thing. So if you're black and you just got the afro, you don't even got the coils, the locks. You just got straight afro. That's still non-ether. You know what I'm saying? You still have electrical coils, whether it's locked or not. Because if you peep something, black man, black goddess, your hair. Okay, look, y'all like. Okay, look, y'all. I'm gonna use my hair for example. Y'all see how this is not coiled? Like this will be like considered like a natural fro type shit. Do you see how it's still coiled even though it's in the fro? What do you think the curls are? Facts. What do you think the kitchen is? What they call a kitchen? All that shit. That's the nap. The naps. That's the coil. Even though it's in the fro and it's not locked, it's still coiled. It's still electrical coils. You feel me? It's still electricity. So let's not let their titles of the different styles misguide us. You feel me? So, physical properties. You feel me? Oh, hold on, let's not skip. Braid and twist. Protective styles like knot braids or soft locks. Physical properties: texture, density, tightly coiled, and often dry due to the shape of the follicle. Now, this is what they mean when they say tightly coiled. They mean the locks. Feel me? Because mine's tightly coiled. Feel me? We in this video right here, we getting more, and we gonna get into even deeper about why we even tightly coiled the locks. But for right now, we just giving y'all a reference point, so y'all just, you feel me? All right, stay with me. Energy magnetic. Many practitioners believe Many practitioners believe this hair acts as a conduct to receive and transmit spiritual energy. Stay with me, family. While some may use the phrase to describe a special saloon like non-ether design, hold on, y'all. Whoa. It is fundamentally rooted in a spiritual rather than scientific understanding of hair. So basically what they're saying right there is that they're saying rather it being some type of regular science-based thing, it's more of a spiritual, of a cosmic science-based thing. You feel me? That's basically all they saying right there. So y'all, like I said, we finna dissolve these lies that they, you know what I'm saying? Because they ain't telling their nigga everything about this shit neither though. You feel me? So I just want to go back because now we finna jump into it. We finna get deep. So now we breaking, so we broke down the non-ether right quick, right? Let's talk about 6 ether. Because you also, not only do you have non-ether hair, you have 6 ether hair. And your 6 ether hair consists with your human beings, right? Which will be your Caucasians, your Asians, your Dravidians, your Arabs, your Mexicans. You feel me? This is not a race thing. This is a science thing. All the human beings, right? Let me repeat that. All the human beings, which will consist of Caucasians, Dravidians, Arabs, Asians, and Mexicans, right? You will have what would be called 6 ether hair because you are a single cell organism, right? You produce 6 ether. You are a 6 ether being coming from the 6th universe, planet Nern, right? So this is what makes you a 6 ether being. What makes me a 9 ether being is because I come from the 9th universe, right? The 19th galaxy. You feel me? Same as with the gods and goddesses, the rest of the gods and goddesses. So back to the 9 ether. I just want to get that out the way, so you know what I'm saying. But back to the 9 ether. Back to my god and goddesses, right? Let's go back to because I want to point out something too. Also, let's go back to this, right? Let's go back to what we were saying before we even showed y'all the Google shit. When I was telling you about why it's even electrical coils, because of the sun, like they just told you. Hold on, all right, let's go back to it, y'all. Because they tell, like I said, let me point this out to y'all. They said, okay, look, often associated, mind you, keep in mind all the shit that I told you before we even showed you this. Often associated with 4C or highly coiled kinked hair, non-ether is interpreted as a combination of all existing gases of nature. Quantum particles placed in hair follicles, electrical coils. So it's quantum particles placed in electrical coils. That's what they're saying. So that's the actual meaning of what they're saying. They trying to tell you that you have quantum particles, right? Because it is a combination existing of all gases of nature. So quantum particles, and within these quantum particles, you have electrical coils. With these quantum particles rely in electrical coils. Now, let's get deeper. They say, hold on, y'all. It is believed that this hair type defies gravity, growing upwards to the sun, growing upwards towards the sun, and acts as a connector to the divine. Okay, now what they're telling you right there is, like I was just breaking down to you before we even got into that Google shit. The sun. Okay, so y'all, we ain't even gotta really get into that because y'all, that was the whole fucking first breakdown when I was like, all right, before we get into that, let me tell y'all. You feel me? That's the whole breakdown of what they were saying right there. So I just wanted to show y'all that so y'all can put the shit together, click it together. from what I was telling you before I showed you to what I was telling you after I showed you and when I was showing you. Feel me? Click it, because they put some lies in there, but we just gave y'all some truth. We just broke down what they couldn't break down for y'all. Feel me? So, like I said, and even rewind the bitch if you got to. Rewatch the whole video if you got to, you feel me? Because this right here is what's keeping you in touch with the universe, right? This right here is what's keeping you in touch with the cosmos. This is what's keeping you in touch with the astral realms. This is what's keeping you in touch with being able to communicate with certain beings, right? With certain deities, with certain ancestors. This is what's keeping you, you know what I'm saying? This is what's keeping you able to receive these esoteric downloads coming from your ancestors through the sun, right? This was able to let you have and experience your subconscious mind, right? This is why you're okay. For my neuromelanated black people, this is why your ether grows up towards the sun, defying gravity, right? Because the sun consists of plasma energy, which is the highest phase of matter, right? It consists of plasma energy, and this plasma energy is your ether, your electrical coils is a receiver for this plasma energy, right? But this plasma energy comes as full photon energy, as we know. You feel me? So your ether is a receiver for this plasma energy, and this plasma energy, right, charges up your ether. This plasma energy activates the quantum particles within your coils. This is why the downloads come through the ether when they grow up towards the sun. They come through the ether. The download come from the sun, come from the full photon energy, the plasma energy, right? It comes down through the ether, right? And then it hits the subconscious mind. From there, when it hits the subconscious mind, this is what makes it a download, because now you're downloading that message that's been sent from you from the sun through your subconscious to your conscious. That's what makes it a download, because you're downloading it from your subconscious through your conscious. But your ether is what's even getting the file, because we have to understand how are we able to even have downloads, right? It's your ether. That's how your ether, your 9 ether, right? And you know what I'm saying? It don't have to be coils. But let's talk about why, you know what I'm saying, it's preferred coils, right? So look, it's preferred coils because when you tightly coil your hair, you're strengthening the electricity. You're having your ether being able to hold more electricity versus just an afro. So if I was just to have an afro, yes, I will still have coils. Yes, my hair is still electricity. Yes, I'm still receiving that plasma full photon energy from the sun. Yes, I'm still receiving downloads from the sun. Yes, my downloads from coming through my ether, through my fro, it's still hitting my subconscious down to my conscious. Yes, but it's not going to be as strong. The connection is not going to be as strong as if I was to tightly coil my ether, or if I was to braid my tightly coiled ethers. You see, right? So this, and we knew this shit anciently. So this is why some of your warriors had like real thick matted hair. This is where wicks even come from. The thicker the hair, the thicker the ether, right? The thicker the ether, the longer the ether, the more connected you are. The more electricity you can hold. The more majestical powers you can emit. Right? This is how you're able to use your kinesis, because we have kinesis, right? Because it's electricity. Electricity. Your ether is electricity. Your ether is control of your magical forces, because if you tap into your ether, you tap into the energy of your ether, then you can tap into the energy, you can tap into the electrical energy of the planet. You can tap into the electrical grid of the planet. Then once you tap into the electrical grid of the planet, now you can command elements, right? I'm telling y'all real shit. I'm giving y'all a real spiel, right? I'm giving y'all a real esoteric breakdown of your ether. We're gonna run a part 2 at y'all with this. Like I said in all the parts. I'm sorry for the parts. I'm sorry for all the parts. I know it's a lot of parts, but all these parts is gonna eventually part together, and this shit gonna make sense. Feel me? But that's just how deep it get, to where the part 1 ain't even a part 1, and the part 2 ain't even a part 2, because that part 1 is actually a part 2, and that part 2 is actually part 3, because that's just how deep it get. Let's understand this shit, right? So, yeah, your ether is electrical coils, man, and this shit is keeping you connected, right? This shit on this realm On this realm, your ether is the most powerful thing you have in this physical vessel, right? What you've been in this physical vessel, your ether is the most strongest force of celestial energy you have. This is why your ether is important to take care of. This is why you don't need to be putting anything in your ether, but other than sunlight. You know what I'm saying? And clean natural water. You feel me? This is why your Rastafarians grow their ether out. Because they understand that their electrical coils are a doorway for them physically to get in tune with the planet. Okay, so excuse me, let me say this again. The Rastafarians understood that their electrical coils kept them connected to the planet, the grid of the planet electrically. Like, it's an electrical grid of the planet. And your coils keep you connected to that electrical grid of the planet. And the Rastafarians knew this. This is why when they were living off in nature, this is why all your Rastafarians stay in villages and natures within nature, right? And within nature, what are they doing? They're growing out their ether, right? This is how they're able to connect with Jah. If you are a Rastafarian or know about Rastafarian, you have a reference of who Jah is, right? This is why, you know what I'm saying, you got so many religions that make you cut your shit. Feel me? This is why religion makes you cut your hair. This is why religion suppresses the hair, you know what I'm saying? But now we understand what it is scientifically. We understand that your human beings, which are your Caucasians, your Dravidians, your Arabs, and your Asians, your Mexicans, they consist of 6 ether hair, right? This is why their hair grows the way it does. This is why their hair is not connected to anything celestial like ours is, because ours is 9 ether, right? We have 9 ether hair. I'm talking to my gods and my goddesses. We know who the gods and goddesses are, so let's not keep adding race titles, because it's not a race thing, it's a science thing. This is a cosmic science thing, right? I don't give a fuck about your race. I give a fuck about the true cosmic science. I give a fuck about the true scientific order of your biological breakdown. I don't give a fuck about what pigmentation you're behind. Feel me? Because it's not a pigmentation thing. Although yet, you can't have 9 ether unless you're in this pigmentation. But even then, it's still a scientific thing. Because just like with any other thing that has antennas, you have antennas as well. They're not going to let you know that you have antennas that's keeping you connected to these stars and these extraterrestrial beings. And you know what I'm saying? Your ancestors. In a divinity, which consists of all traits of, you know what I'm saying, whatever you're doing, whatever spirituality, whatever you practice within spirituality. Feel me? You have antennas just like ants have antennas. You have antennas just like bees have antennas. You have antennas just like any insect have antennas. These insects' antennas appear as antennas because they haven't animated the physical vessel like you, so their shit don't appear as hair. Okay, let me ask y'all this. On a bug, where do their antennas come out at? On a insect, where do their antennas arise from? Their head, their scalp, their skull cap. You feel me? You have antennas as well, and I'm here to tell you about your antennas, and you know what I'm saying, because you haven't been told about your antennas. You haven't been taught, and we don't get taught in school about our antennas. And we have antennas. We've been having antennas since we've been on this motherfucking realm, because this realm acquires you to have antennas so you can stay connected to the other realms, nigga. And you can stay connected to your home planet. This is why when you have ether, meditation is imperative. Because when you understand your ether in meditation, you can tap into the energy of your ether, because your ether is its own living celestial being. Your ether is celestial energy. Your ether is not from this planet. Matter of fact, your ether is a sign. Your ether is the only sign physically to show that you're not from here. This is why, you feel me, they have went to the farthest extent to push the agenda of our ether. Black man, stop cutting your hair. It's fucking you up. It's not making you more masculine, nigga, by cutting your hair. That shit actually making your ass more weaker, nigga. Fuck you mean? The person who has more ether on their skull cap will always be holding more energy and life force in celestial energy than a person who doesn't hold as much ether on their skull cap. Because I have as much ether on my skull cap right now, I hold more intellect than a motherfucker. I hold more energy and celestial energy and intellect than a motherfucker who don't got as much ether as me. Or a motherfucker who got waves. I'm more in tune with my ethers around me. I'm more in tune with the energies, the celestial energies around me. The ethers around me. I'm more in tune with my magical abilities, my psych abilities. I'm more in tune within these spiritual traits more than a person who has waves are, because you have low ether. You are not letting your ether grow out. So that's why I'm saying that. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole point of me just even comparing that shit like that. Because that's actually how it is. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I am more in tune with energy. I am more in tune with the energy and the psychic abilities and the electrical grid of the planet than a motherfucker who has waves, because I have tightened electrical coils, right? But because if you are a black man and you have waves, that don't mean that you know what I'm saying, that you can't be in tune or nothing like that. That just means that you wouldn't be in tune as much as you are if you were to have tightly coils. Feel me? That's all I'm saying, feel me? That's all I'm trying to get y'all to see, right? Because we know when we saying see, we're not seeing, we're seeing, right? Because here's where you look. I don't want y'all to look. I want y'all to see. Not look. We don't look. We don't look. We see. And when we see, we understand. You feel me? So I just want y'all to see that, you know what I'm saying? This is everything. This is everything right here. This is everything, man. This is what's holding that celestial energy within you. This is what's holding that cosmic force within you. This is why you feel that energy. This right here is why you feel that energy. This is why you can do kinesis. This is why you love nature. Many more things, man. Many more things. Your ether is very, 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 very important. Black man, stop cutting it. Let your shit grow out. Goddess, black woman, cut back on the wigs. Cut back on the hair products. Let your sun, let the sun be your hair product. Let the sun be your wig. Let that sunlight be your wig. You feel me? Let that sunlight be your natural gel. Cut back from the eyelashes. Why do you think they don't? Why they're not just pushing a wig agenda for your skull cap hair, nigga? Goddesses, they make y'all cut every piece of fucking hair on y'all. Why? That's because y'all hair are more powerful than us, than ours. This is why they make the goddesses, and it's so fucked up, you feel me? They done fucked it up so much that they have even pushed an agenda, they have created an agenda just for this shit. Just to push on the males. Just for the males to push it on the goddesses even more. You feel me? So goddess, I'm here to tell you right now. Stop cutting your hair. Stop shaving. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta just get extra bushy. You feel me? I'm not telling you to just go out here and get extra bushy, but I'm telling you, understand what you are, who you are, and why you possess the things you do. What I'm telling you is, you have been lied to about things on you. You feel me? Goddess, please, 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 cut back from the wigs. Cut back from the eyelashes. Let your hair grow out. Let your armpit hair be there. There's nothing wrong with that. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with that. It's been an agenda pushed, and with that agenda holds a frequency. So of course it's not gonna be easy to just look at it like, oh yeah, okay, let me listen to God, because he is making valid statements, so let me listen to God. Even though I don't want to, let me still listen to God. Nah, you feel me? Nah, it's only like that. You only probably feel like that because that agenda that's being pushed has a frequency over it, right? And that frequency is the same frequency within the light code lockdown. That's a spell to keep you hindered and your energy harnessed, so they can keep pushing you further away from yourself. And also, as they pushing you away from yourself, they making you push yourself away from yourself. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just decoding that for y'all. Feel me? So, like I said, man, the ether is important, and the ether is everywhere on us, nigga. So imagine, because this is why I had to break down 6 ether. This is why I had to break down the 6 ether, because we're not no motherfucking Neanderthals. We don't have pheomelanin, and we don't have Neanderthal genes within us, nigga. We have DEA and RNA, nigga. So, our hair is not fur. Our ether is not fur. We don't go to no caveman state when we grow our ether out, nigga, because our ether is not fur. 6 ether. That is why you have Yetis and Bigfoot that is covered in full hair like that. That is 6 ether shit. Not saying that's a bad thing. Y'all love who y'all are. Y'all should love who the fuck y'all are. Y'all should still embrace the 6 etherness within y'all. Facts, because it is still a part of the ethers. Don't never discredit that. So, this is where you get your fucking furry Neanderthals and furry Bigfoots and furry Yetis and shit. That's Neanderthals in a full state. You feel me? That's that 6 ether state. But because we're 9 ether state, we would never hit no shit like that. We would never look like that. We would, and not saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm not throwing no shade on y'all or nothing, but I'm saying, I'm trying to let my people know that we perfect on all levels. So we would never look like that when we grow our ether out. That's what I'm saying. Grow your ether out all over you, because your ether is all over you. And just because it's all over you don't mean you are no motherfucking Neanderthal, and don't mean you have fur, because fur is 6 ether shit. We have ether. We have electrical coils. We don't have fur, we have electrical coils, and they everywhere. They not just on the skull cap, nigga. They everywhere. Nigga, they everywhere. They everywhere, family. Why do we have ether every fucking where? Because there are antennas. And these antennas are electrical coils, and these electrical coils hold quantum particles. And within these quantum particles hold different dimensions, different realms, different galaxies, different planets, and different communication connections with different extraterrestrial beings and different deities. And within this spiritual culture, your ether is actually your ether is actually an asset to whatever divination you practice. So if you do voodoo, if you do hoodoo, you know what I'm saying, if you do palo, if you do santo, you know what I'm saying, or if you do whatever, your ether is actually strengthening the connection of whatever divination you're doing. Whether it's just tarot reading, you know what I'm saying, you do pendulum charts, what else, palm reading, whatever piece of divination you do, your ether, your non-ether is strengthening that connection. because you're not either, because of what it is and what it consists of. So I just wanted to get y'all familiar with this, right? We definitely gonna run a part 2 on this shit. Because I ain't done talking to get even deeper, family, but I just want to get y'all familiar. I just want to scratch the surface. Feel me? Facts. So yeah, y'all sit on this information. Y'all rewatch the video if y'all need to. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you need to understand this shit. Because it's not about just hearing me. It's not about just seeing me. You feel me? It's about really understanding what I'm saying, right? Pay attention to how I'm enunciating things. Feel me? Certain words. Pay attention. Because I'm giving a divine message to you. I'm unlocking, I am untangling your DEA, because they have tangled your nervous system and they have tangled your DEA links, right? They tangled this shit up. And when they tangled this shit up, they boxed it. So not only is it tangled, it's boxed. So I'm coming through to bust the box open, nigga. And when I bust the box open, I'm reaching in to untangle your shit. I'm sitting there for hours, nigga. I don't give a fuck how long it takes. I'm finna untangle you, nigga. And when I untangle you, set you back to normal, now you can think for yourself. Now you can think outside the box for yourself. Now you can rise for yourself and you can rise others. Or you can walk in your divinity, your true divinity, and your true purpose. Feel me? So I'm just here to enlighten you. Right? I'm here to, you know what I'm saying? Enlighten you. Shout out to all the gods and goddesses of Planet Kai. Peace to all the gods and goddesses of Planet Kai. As positive energy always creates elevation. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the God Divine Insight. Peace to the God Divine Insight. You know what I'm saying? Free the God Divine Insight till it's backwards, as it is backwards. You know what I'm saying? And as the family receives my whole blessings, now we rise as unity, as one. Peace to the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't even be able to get this information out there to y'all if it wasn't for the ancestors. As the ancestors are strictly using this vessel as a home to sit and get this message up to y'all. You feel me? As I gave y'all this message and this download today about these ethers and these antennas, as these antennas keep you connected with everything universal. You know what I'm saying? These antennas are celestial beings that are actually alive, just like me and you. Facts. So this antenna holds celestial energy. This antenna is the only hint on your physical form that you are an extraterrestrial, right? This ether. And you are a God extraterrestrial. At that. Like the race of your extraterrestrial is a God if you are a black woman or a black man or a Latino woman or a Latino man. So I just want to get that out there today, get y'all familiar with that shit. You feel me? So y'all enjoy y'all day. Y'all have a blissful day, man. I'm going to leave as I come. And I'm going to come at y'all with a part 2 for this shit. Y'all stay tuned. And you know what I'm saying? Let's get to 50 subscribers so we can go live and really, I can talk to y'all. You feel me? We can really talk about shit. You feel me? But anyway, y'all stay tuned. Sit on this fucking information. Really rewatch the shit and hear what I'm saying. And I leave as I come, y'all. Peace, beautiful reflections.